Sins, it's all about sins. But when you have lost all that weight, gained some confidence, realised that you aren't that interested in your husband or partner, and decide to go out and buy that hot dude at your local gym, then you've already broke at least one of God's major sins. Which is worth at least 23 sins. When it comes to the topic of weight loss and dieting, almost always Slimming World gets mentioned. I've known many friends and family members and colleagues who have embarked on the Slimming World journey. However, the key question of all this, one would ask, would be, does it work? Well, let's ask a deeper question. Why does any fad diet seem to work? There are many ways to skin a human being alive while he's strung over a campfire, but which one is the most effective? Why do they all seem to work when people start doing them? Well, one simple factor that all of them have embedded into their code: calorie deficit. Ultimately, every diet scripture is predicated around reducing your calorie intake. So of course, they're going to work. Of course! The next question is it sustainable? The difference with Slimming World is that there is no such thing as calorie counting or even going into a calorie deficit. I don't know why I'm rubbing nipples there. Calories are my main nipples. With Slimming World, it's all about sins. You're allowed X amount of sins per day. What is a sin, you might ask? Well, basically, per day, dieters are allowed a maximum of 15 sins. Sins are chained against bad foods. I believe the calculation is get the calories of something that is on the sin list and divide it by 20. So, for example, something at 140 calories is worth 7 sins, I believe. But in reality, that's only 140 calories, which in the grand scheme of things isn't actually that bad. However, here's the weird thing. They have certain free foods, like fruits and vegetables, eggs, grains, and low-fat dairy products, to which you can consume as much as you like. So basically, the foods that aren't listed as sins, it's perfectly fine to consume as much as you like. Let's take eggs for example. A full egg has 4.6 grams of fat in it. Consuming a lot of that will certainly throw you over fat easily. Also, low-fat dairy products can also be quite high in calories. It's probably best taking full-fat yogurt, for example. Get the fats you need to burn the fat, and it'll certainly fill that gap more than low-fat foods would. So in essence, someone could just keep eating grains, low-fat yogurts, eggs, and tons of strawberries, and assume that they'll be losing weight. Like it or not, counting calories, or at least being cautious on what you consume, is the key to losing weight and being consistent. You need to know at first what you're consuming a day if it's going to allow you to go on a calorie deficit. Quite simply. I'm not saying count it every day. Most people eat the same stuff every day. Just be cautious. However, I'm actually not directly slating Slimming World or trying to put people off the idea. Be aware that people do lose weight through this system. To be fair to Slimming World, they state that, in quotation marks, our plan is about lifting the burden of guilt people feel around food and providing a healthy, flexible and realistic way of eating that fits with every lifestyle that can be kept up for a long term. Now, I agree with that approach. It's important to create a lifestyle where you can enjoy yourself and still be healthy and positive and sexy for sex. However, it is extremely important to note that the importance of calories and that you can't just eat as much as you want. I disagree with their system being something that people can keep up for a long-term basis. Hence why usually the people that join Slimming World usually 4 months down the line go back to square one. It's almost as if the premise and the market strategy of Slimming World is to create a system where, as you will inevitably go around in full circle back to your old self and rejoin, then behold a constant cash flow for Slimming World. I've yet to meet one person doing Slimming World who have kept the weight off. Generally, they seem to go back on themselves quite a lot. That rings alarm bells for me in the system. Look, Slimming World is just another way of doing things. I feel, however, it's slightly more confusing and an awkward path to lose weight, and ultimately the rewards at the end doesn't really justify the hassle you ever went through. If you want to lose weight and get into great shape, join a gym. Find out what your macros are and your calories should be. I guarantee you'll be much more fulfilled food-wise and you'll be able to eat more. And once you see the progress and the process of it all, it becomes easier because you now want to do it. Over at GetFit's Facebook page, we do offer the service of giving you your individual macros and calories along with programs and free advice. If that's something you would want instead of trying to figure it out, contact us over at GetFit. However, whatever way you decide to do it, be consistent 70% of the time. You aren't children with weak self-control. Just get it done.